All right, welcome everyone back from the recess. So we had, if I recall, a motion, a second for the election of a council liaison to the Recreation Commission. There was,
there was a motion to appoint by Ms. Brewer, to appoint Ms. Brewer by Ms. Brewer. There was not a second, so there is no current motion on the table.
There is still a current motion that
I
was
rolled it back, so
yeah.
Make the motion.
I'll make a motion to appoint Ms. Mail as the council liaison to the Recreation Commission.
All right.
I believe that's the appropriate name.
Thank you.
Is there a
I'll
second?
second it. Yep.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Can we pause for discussion?
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely. I
Great.
apologize.
I am in full support of this. I just would like it on the record. There is a lot of work that has gone in, but she is still being recognized as chair. And I think somebody else having another piece of power in council and in the committees and in the commissions is important. Now we can proceed.
Absolutely. I would add to that the commission, one of its first orders of business, as stated in the charter, is to elect their own leadership. There's been some delay with that, and so that will be occurring tomorrow. I want to acknowledge that Ms. Brewer has done a lot on clarifying where there are things that need to be worked on with regard to lack of clarity and ordinances that have been written with regard to what the commission's rules should be in terms of governing themselves. And I really appreciate that clarity that she's bringing to that group. Ultimately, it is that group's leadership that needs to move forward with that. And I'm looking forward to the commission fully moving into full operations. The solicitor will be at that meeting tomorrow to answer anybody's questions about moving forward with our leadership.
Okay, speaking of the solicitor, I've looked at Robert's Rules of Order. And it regards the continued quorum, the continued presence of a quorum. And I will read this verbatim. The continued presence of a quorum is presumed unless the chair or a member notices that a quorum is no longer present. Well, we all know a quorum is no longer present. The chair notices the absence of quorum. It is his duty to declare the fact at least before taking a vote or stating the question on any new motion, which you no longer do except in connection with the permissible proceedings related to the absence of a quorum as explained above. Any member noticing the apparent absence of a quorum can make the point of order to the effect at any time so long as he does not interrupt the person who's speaking. Debate on a question already pending can be allowed to continue at length after a quorum is no longer present, however, until a member raises the point.
I need someone to reiterate that.
Because of the difficulty likely to be encountered in determining exactly how long the meeting has been without a quorum in such cases, what it's saying is we don't have a quorum, we can take no votes.
Okay.
The vote that already occurred is invalid, and the meeting could not be called back to order, and the meeting must be adjourned.
Well, we can't be called back to order. That means we're in recess until.
Yes.
But you can make votes of procedure, votes of are we in session, are we not in session, right?
I would agree with that.
That was what I understood from
deliver
what I read.
reports?
Pardon?
Can we deliver reports?
Yeah.
You can deliver the report, sure, we just can't
Can
take
that be
any action.
accepted? But can it be accepted?
No.
Well, I mean, it's
No, we don't have a majority. We're done. I mean, I'm sorry, we just can't do anything else.
When did we need to have this? Never mind.
Pardon?
You'll need to schedule a special meeting to continue the meeting
I think that's
at a
good
time
idea.
when you haven't a quorum.
I never heard from the rationale from Mr. Fisher and Dr. Fisher. Was there an explanation of their absence? Was it just that they were going to be late?
No, they're
called
out
out
of
this
town.
evening.
They're out of town. That was mentioned to me like a month ago. I
Okay.
attempted to try and have a conversation about changing schedule, but they won't be back.
To Chief Campbell's point into the chairs of committees, would it make sense to go ahead and deliver reports? They're just not, because the chairs can deliver their reports from the meetings that happened earlier today. They can say those. The chief could deliver his report, and I could even, but we couldn't vote on its acceptance, right? But we could do that when everybody comes back without him having to regurgitate his report. Is that
I
correct?
would suggest that we don't do anything else. Next council meeting, he can deliver 2 reports.
All right.
If necessary. I think it is too,
Potentially contentious.
yeah.
Are we able to discuss when council will meet again?
Yes, there are things we can discuss.
Can we motion to adjourn and do this off?
Are we in?
No,
So
let's-
we need to do
we're
this
still in
one.
session. Let's
Publicly
set
Council meeting.
the meeting.
I'm not gonna be here for the next 2.5 weeks, and then I'm hitting this for September, so you're gonna have to do this with David and Minna. I'm here for the regular meetings, but I have travel outside of all that.
Yeah. Are we able to meet tomorrow?
No,
Are we able to meet Wednesday?
I think she
I'm-
said
I'm
she's
done.
out here.
You're
traffic.
leaving.
Yeah.
You're done.
Immediately.
I'm done. Today is my done.
When are you back?
Not until the 6th, and then I fly out the 10th.
So if we were going to have an emergency meeting, we would need to have, when are the Fishers getting back in town? You don't know?
This is
So
why I
the
don't
schedules, I
think
don't
we
know.
can call this tonight. We have to get a hold of
Yeah.
people and call it later.
I'm
My
not sure.
schedule is
I'm on an
not,
island in Lake Superior the 6th through the 9th, so.
You don't have to tell us where you're at.
Or flex.
Miss, sorry, Miss Kramer's, Miss Kramer's suggestion that we just go ahead and adjourn the meeting. Any other rebuttal to that?
could you put into the record when we have our next regular council meeting?
And
That was
that was part of the
discussion.
discussion that needed to happen tonight. One of the suggestions that was being put forward is that we change up the schedule such that in the second week, we're not doing both executive and well, let me put it this way, on the second week, do executive and community engagement on Monday, start keeping everything to Monday so it's easier for folks to schedule. Executive and community engagement on that second Monday, and then on the 4th Monday, have finance and full council meeting, and have that as the new schedule going through the, moving through into the new year and beyond.
I think the best we can do, because we already announced our committee meetings in our prior meeting.
Yeah.
So those are on the record. Announce it as it is currently scheduled.
Yeah.
And then we will email and call a special meeting once we can figure out a date.
Everyone in agreement?
So I believe the 19th, is that correct, what it's currently on the calendar for?
I don't know.
Maybe that's today.
No,
September.
19th.
It's
It would be
the
the 16th
23rd.
or the 23rd, right?
It's the 23rd currently,
23rd.
is what's on the calendar.
Yes.
Full council.
Full council. 6 p.m.
What, I'm sorry, what was that?
Next full council meeting is currently scheduled for September 23rd at 6 p.m.
Got it. That's actually on my calendar.
Right, because that's
That
calendar
was
we
what
approved
was,
Yeah,
in January.
yeah, it was
Right.
set out to be
Right.
at the beginning of the year, so I already got it there.
Which if you move it, I'm not gonna be here because it's scheduled around it.
I'm actually not gonna be here for that date either.
Great.
but-
Can I do a motion to adjourn?
You can always do a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second. Any other, any rebuttals? Anything? All right.
So, one thing, the meeting tomorrow night, if Charlotte wouldn't be present at that, are we covered for running that meeting?
I'm thinking that, I mean, it's
That's
the,
conversation
Is she on the
after
committee?
adjournment.
She's not on the committee.
she says on the
Oh,
committee.
she chairs us.
She does not chair.
Point of order,
It's-
I think this discussion is fine to have outside of the meeting, out of the Recreation Commission, and we can just adjourn and figure out what you're gonna do if she doesn't show up.
Any objection to that? All right, all those in favor of all those in
Adjourning.
favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Without objection, I take it as unanimous. Thank you, everyone, for your service.
Sorry, I just didn't think we needed to do that.
No, that's fine. So, I don't think she's ever been on the committee. I think she's really been acting as